I'd like to, according to call the meeting to order, even though that's your explanation, but let's do that and have a roll call, please.
Mr. Towns?
Here.
Mr. Cross?
Here.
Mr. Derzinski?
Here.
Mr. Engel?
Here.
Mr. Fisher?
Here.
Mr. Jager? Mr. Plummer?
Here.
Mr. Snyder?
Here.
Ms. Wilkins? Here.
We have several additions to the agenda that are on your desk. Is there an approval of the agenda with those?
Move to approve the agenda, Mr. Chairman. As amended.
Been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as amended. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Okay. Next is the election of officers. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do this or answer that. I guess I will.
I'd like to make a motion that we keep the same officers as we had from last year.
I'll second. Motion has been made and seconded that we retain the same officers this year as we did last year. Is there any questions, comments, or additions?
I would move for division. I would like to see them elected separately.
Okay, do you have a
I would make a motion for division.
support? Okay, the motion has been made and supported for the division of the election of officers. First, we'll ask if there's any, well, we have a motion on the floor. So how do we simply separate that? Is that the proposal? Express it. Okay. So then we will open nominations for any additional. No. Oh, just after two concession. Okay, we'll vote first on the motion divide, and I guess let's do it roll call first.
Mr. Fisher?
No.
Mr. Jager?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Derzinski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel? Mr. Towns?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yeah.
Ms. Wilkins? Yes. And Mr. Cross?
Yeah. Yes.
Motion carries.
Ted, do I now then ask for additional nominations, or do we simply do with David's motion? Okay, we'll vote first for chairman. I'll do it by roll call. Nominate our legal chairman. I thought that was still.
Is that your motion, Dave?
John's take precedence.
Well, John's motion was to divide. Dave's motion was to
Keep the same, okay.
Need a new motion.
We need a new motion. We need to nominate. Okay, I guess we will do them individually. The motion has been made to elect myself as chairman. Are there any additional motion? Any additional candidates? I guess this is correct.
Closing nomination.
I'll second and ask the unanimous ballot be cast.
Do we do that in a voice vote or this motion was done first, okay? So let's do that with a by the roll call.
Mr. Towns?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins? Yes. Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jager?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Derzinski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes. The next order of business is for the vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Scott Plummer as vice chair.
Nomination has been made for Scott Plummer for vice chair. Is there any other nomination? John?
I'll nominate Jim Derzinski for vice chair.
Are there any other nominations? I will ask you, do you prefer a ballot or a raise of hands?
I believe with a vice chair, you have to do it with a voice vote.
Shoot a roll call.
Okay.
I'd like the opportunity to say something, if I could. I chair or vice chair of mill committees. I've been involved with the wastewater system since 1970. It's almost half of my district. And I believe I would at least deserve some piece of this. Thank you.
Would you care to make any other statement, Scott, or just?
My experience speaks for itself in both areas of the DPW and wastewater, so I, you know, I feel I do a good job there. I'm happy being vice chair. I would so, enjoy your support.
Is there any further nominations? If not, I guess a roll call vote, please. I don't know how else to do that. Ted, do you have a suggestion?
Vote on Scott Plummer by roll call.
Will you vote on, you just go through first, vote for Sarah, and vote for Jen.
Yeah, first roll call will be for Scott. Is that correct? This is for Scott Plummer. Mr. Engel.
Can I make a suggestion? Just call the name and ask for the vote. And tell them what afterwards.
Oh, okay, so just call the name and say the name. Either Mr. Plummer or Mr. Dixon. Okay, Mr. Engel.
Scott.
Mr. Collins.
Mr. Plummer.
Mr. Plummer.
Mr. Plummer?
Ms. Wilkins. Mr. Cross.
Plummer.
Mr. Fisher.
Scott.
Mr. Jaeger.
Brzezinski.
Mr. Schneider.
Derazinski.
And Mr. Derzinski.
There's this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for Mr. Plummer and 4 for Mr. Derzinski.
Thank you. Congratulations, Scott.
Congratulations.
Next order of business is approval of minutes. Oh, secretary, I'm sorry, gosh. Is there nominations for secretary for this board?
Nominate Karen Fisher.
I'll nominate Mr. Fisher, just like we have it.
Is there any other any other nominations? Other nominations? All those in favor of Mr. Fisher, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Congratulations, Mr. Fisher. I don't know, do we need a deputy secretary? Not required, okay. Are there any other elected offices that?
We've had one in the past.
I think that
It was you.
No.
no, it was normally the head of the wastewater.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, our director of public works, John.
So you wouldn't vote on it then?
I don't know.
Well, if it's the director of public works, unless he's gonna change.
No, well, the question is whether you name him
Oh, well. I like to, it's like, if it's the director of public works, so.
Well, if it's not, John, would you feel happy being assigned?
Oh, I would feel very happy.
Okay, in that case, are there any nominations for deputy secretary? Nobody? I guess we don't have one. Can I appoint John? appoint John as deputy secretary if the need ever arises. Okay. We're ready. Okay. Next order of business is approval of the minutes. So moved. Second. Moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next order of business is accounts payable.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded to pay the current accounts payable. Are there any questions or comments? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Derzinski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Fallon?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins? Yes. Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We're now at a portion of the agenda of public comment on an agenda item. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to make a comment on one of our agenda items? If so, please come to the podium and give us your name. See no one? We'll continue on. Can we do items?
Sure. Number 1 is loan from solid waste to purchase property by Parks.
So, second. Been moved and seconded to approve a loan from solid waste to the Parks Department. Is there any questions or comments, Jim?
Just a question, we have to pay this back over 10 years to solid waste. Anticipated additional revenue, or where will that money come from to pay that back?
John Warner, Public Works Department. The money to pay that back would come out of the park's operating budget. That's why we intend to pay it back over a period of 10 years, because it does have to come out of their operating budget, which is relatively limited. We can afford to pay it back over time. We can't afford that type of price as a one-time cost.
But will that generate any more revenues for us at Miners Park?
No, not at the moment. Possibly in the future, but not at the moment.
Okay.
And we have so much money out there to solid waste. Why don't we use it toward building a new jail or so many other projects, buy more? I mean, I guess an explanation.
Generally, solid waste money needs to be there for solid waste. We have historically made small loans to the parks for projects that gets paid back.
Well, it don't seem like it bothers us to go after, like the sewer, where the rates went way up. It doesn't bother us to go to the taxpayers to get a lot more money, but then why is it we're not giving this money back to the taxpayers if there's extra money out there? I guess that's my question.
I can't answer that.
These are
Mr. Chairman?
proprietary funds. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's a good question, and I understand it's a chunk of money that sits there. But I think the reality of it is, and most of us who've been around for a long time, is that owning that pile of garbage carries with it a huge liability. Anytime, at any time in the future, at the whim of the state or the federal government, there could come the axe to fall on our head, and we need to have the money there to do what we need to do to stay within the regulations. And it is supporting that liability, which is really kind of an unpredictable and a huge amount.
Some of it is required, but
Being an enterprise fund, I mean, that has very specific uses. You know, I mean, that is an enterprise fund.
oh, absolutely.
And it's very spelled out, that is not part of the general fund, nor can it be used for that purpose. Could be loaned, I believe, but not used.
I would agree with you, Mr. Derzinski, but the problem comes in is, it doesn't bother us to go to the taxpayer and get in his wallet and grab more. But here we have extra, it seems like to me, and it bothers us a lot to give it back.
You can't give it back if it's in this fund. There's limits of doing things. You have to do it within that enterprise fund. I mean, it isn't just free flow money. It's not.
I believe we're trying to at least give something back to the public or the people of Muskegon County by enhancing this park up there. Obviously, we're not paying it back over time. Probably give everybody back $1 on their property tax, but at least this way we're getting something out of it.
You can't, you have to have a way of paying it back.
I agree, but what I'm saying, by buying this park, I think the people of Muskegon County are getting something back. That's what we're here for, is to try to, make life better around here for them.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's further too that we understand, enterprise funds traditionally have been used historically also for other expenditures outside the interest of the enterprise fund. But they, by law, cannot be used without, unless there is a resolution or a contract or some motion of the empowering body to make sure that that debt is recoverable.
Any further questions or comments?
Just one point, went over this earlier with John. It does provide the continuity that you need in looking forward at other expansions that may come about in the future, which are part of the county's master plan. I would like to encourage you to talk to the DEQ or DNR to see whether or not any of these expenditures can be set aside as match for anything else that might be going on in that area. And I would stay away from raising the building until such time as those costs might be used as a match, so.
We can certainly do that.
Any further questions or comments?
Mr. Jaeger?
No.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Derzinski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Kellum?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins? Yes. Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Motion carried. Number 2 is renewed contract air quality specialist.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to renew the air quality specialist contract. Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Derzinski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Kellum?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins? Yes. Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Motion carried. Next item is renewed contract engineering and environmental solutions.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded to renew the contract for engineering and environmental solutions. Is there any questions or comments? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Derzinski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins? Yes. Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Motion carried. Number 4 is authorization to solicit bids, heating system for steel pit.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded to go out for bids for the heating system for the scale pit. Is there any questions or comments, Alan?
Are they gonna do this with landfill gas to heat that, or could we?
No, we really can't heat that with landfill gas, because if we did, because it's a combustion, it would be inside a building, we have to clean that gas first, some of the nasty chemicals that are in it. But that's too expensive to do that. It's much cheaper to use the gas that's there than to go through the expense of piping it down and cleaning the gas just to burn it in the boiler, because that boiler will not have to heat the water that hot and won't use that much gas.
And I also thought, before I even thought about that, could they do it with solar? I mean, is it possible to, because it ain't gonna freeze very easy, it's deep in the ground.
It freezes very easy, actually, because it's a pit and cold air tends to sink into it. Solar generally isn't too practical in this climate, especially in the wintertime when you need it, if you don't have a whole lot of sun.
I mean, but is it something we even thought about, or is it?
No, we don't consider solar here.
Well, are you on propane out there?
Yes, we're on propane.
But propane is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
You can't heat any higher than that. So,
Pretty much.
So I was only trying to come up with a maybe, if we're gonna spend a lot of money trying to heat it anyway, solar might be an answer, and it would look good. Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? All those in favor of authorizing the bid say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries.
Number 5 is award rebid of heating solid waste gas line.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to authorize an award of bid for the feeding of the gas lines. Questions or comments?
There were no bids on that. It was a sheet of bid that said that there was a sheet of
I think it's on the back. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so it's the purple.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then the bids are on the back. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Chairman?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to, thank the staff. This was very confusing, and we had a lot of problems with this thing. And while we waded through trying to figure out what was really going on, I think it really made some sense to rebid it, and it saved us quite a bit of money. So, thank you, Mr. Warner.
No further questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins?
Yes.
Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Motion carried. Number 6 is contract change order number 1, Evanston Avenue Storage Unit.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve change order number 1. Is there questions or comments? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins?
Yes.
Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Motion carried. Number 7 is type 2 hauler contract, Franklin Contractors, town waste disposal.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a hauler contract with Franklin Contractors. Are there any questions or comments?
Ms. Wilkins?
Yes.
Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Motion carried. Number 8 is authorization to bid alfalfa hay tonnage.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to authorize the bidding of the hay for this year. Are there any questions or comments? Jim?
Just a question here. They mentioned we will not be planting. I take it you're going to plant corn or soybean or something in its place.
You're correct. Mark Eisenberg, Director of Wastewater. Yeah, we have roughly 2,800 acres of corn, 1,700 acres of, 1,500 acres of alfalfa, and 700 of soybean. So as we rotate those through, to help
The hay is not generating per acre as much as the corn or soybean.
Depends on what the price we get back on the alfalfa, whether it's the value is to stick with alfalfa. It's good to have 3 crops in rotation, so we try to do that as much as we can. But if the price is not near what the corn could be or will be, we'll go back to corn and skip a year rotation.
Any further questions or comments? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Okay, the next item is the addendum, that's Julian. And that's the alternate water supply replacement contract.
So moved.
Second. The blue addendum for you is this. It's been moved and seconded to approve the alternate supply replacement. Are there any questions or comments? If not, roll call.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes, for the time being.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins?
Yes.
Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We now move on to informational items. There are 3 items that are in this month's, not sure if we need to pass this or not. On the board level, we simply have them available, and if there's a question or a comment.
Place on file.
We have motion has been made.
Second.
To receive and place on file. All right, now, is there any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Is there any old business to come before this board? Yeah.
I'd like to know where we are on the contract for wind turbines.
Last month, I mentioned that they were working on a contract internally. I talked to them before the holidays, and they thought that everybody was leaving on the holidays, they wouldn't have time for that. They were also working on another $1 billion project they were focusing on. Talked to them last week and this week both, and they have not had that contract signed yet. They expect to have soon. You don't see a reason not to have it at this point. But obviously, they don't have this yet. If they did, I have it tonight.
I just think we need to keep the pressure on. This is getting a little silly because of an internal dispute between the two parties. And I don't believe that we didn't give the contract based on two parties. We gave the contract based on commission. We need to get that movement.
Yes, I agree, and the consortium too is part of that. And we're very interested in moving on with that as well.
Thank you.
Any other old business? Is there any new business? New business. Seeing none, this is the time set aside for public comment on a new item. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to comment on a new item? If not, motion by Chair. All those in favor say yes.
That'll be one of the old
Adjourn.
Yeah, I know.